back. Hey, what's going on, Coach?
Man, we doing 6 a.m. recording. Just been so long. Last time I talked to you, I made a run to Ohio State.
Yeah, last time we talked, you were up at Ohio State. Catch me up, man. What's been going on since then?
Well, it's football season now.
Yes, it is.
A
Yes, it
lot
is.
going on. I
You know
see.
who
I
I'm rooting
see.
for, basically.
Oh boy, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. I like the gear. I like the gear. I like the gear. Yeah, I'm actually
Oh,
wearing gear too for my man Corey Brown. Keep fighting the fight.
yes, sir.
But other than that, man, went down to Ohio State, man, had me some Buckies, had me a brisket sandwich with the, oh man, I don't even want to talk about it, man. I have a food, guys. I'm thinking about Buckies, man. But I actually did smoke a brisket for the 4th of July, Miles. I did a 20-hour, 14-hour brisket, 14-pound rather.
That was that Bobby brisket you made?
The Bobby brisket. Yes. I hope we get to talk about Coach, what's his name? Bobby Rome. Bobby Romulus got a call from the head coach at Chicago State on my direct message says he want me to
You
pull up so
think,
he can beat my ass. He's been watching my Facebook posts. He gonna pull
hey,
up and beat
man,
my ass.
you don't know your impact,
Oh, I don't know
and
anything.
you don't know your impact. And so that's the reason why we doing the Deprogram, man. So that you can see how impactful you are and how you have to choose your words wisely because these people really take what you're saying to heart.
I would never think in my wildest imaginations that a coach at a program that is opening up to play college football would be reading my posts as opposed to doing the things that a college football head coach should be doing
I
to
thought about
produce a
that
product on the
yesterday.
field.
I thought about that yesterday. I went up to TCU. I live right next door to TCU. I went up there and I saw the head coach just handling all the business. I'm like, man, head coaches got to deal with a lot. Imagine this man right here on LeAlan's post telling him, hey, man, call me right now, man.
No, matter of fact, I've gotten maybe 6 or 7 phone calls from the head coach of Chicago State, who I actually was looking forward to seeing what he could do in year one because I actually think that Chicago State as a program could be a MAC school if it hones itself and focuses. So it was to my disappointment that, I get a direct message from a coach who I have expectations of. I would expect you to chop wood and get ready for winter.
So you already know what's coming now, huh? Since he's on Facebook.
Oh, without a doubt, he has to play Roosevelt the first game of the year, and we'll see what the scoreboard says.
That's it. That's it. That's it. You don't got to talk with your keyboard. Talk with
No,
them
you don't got to
pads.
talk with your keyboard. Talk with
Talk
them
with them
talking them pads.
motherfucking pads.
Tag. Boy, now let's go to that now. Let's go to that. It is football season, and I want to say
Yeah.
congratulations to the young man, the running back. His name does not. What's the running back's name at King?
Lewis, last name Lewis.
Either way, the young man is from the neighborhood. Congratulations to his family. He's rated a 4-star. He's racked up a lot of offers. I don't think there's been a King running back that has had those level of offers in the history of the program. So congratulations to that young man. Congratulations to Coach Assad and that staff. But, let's get to the real deal now.
I sent you a clip with some kids going out to they were warming up and they were running out on the field and their coaches had them repeating profane language in this song. I'm going to post the clip.
Hey, I want to hear y'all niggas. Hey, hold on. What we doing, y'all? Hey, bitch, what up? Yeah. Hey, bitch, what up? Yeah. Hey, bitch. Hey, bitch, what up? They say on their pockets, I'm top. Fuck them up. Hey, look, I walk it up. Max up, shoot it up. Hey, that's my nose. I'm the boat. Shoot it up.
It's just like disheartening to see the language choice that we're choosing to teach these kids, and we're wondering why society is the way it is. Just immoral. Like,
I wouldn't go to that level, Miles. I would say as a young coach, you remember me as a young coach, as a young fiery coach, emulating what I thought was a model of success, which was not
okay,
a model of success. And until you know better, you don't do better. So in essence, what you're watching are adolescents leading adolescents. When you see that behavior from somebody in the senior position like that, that is adolescent behavior. And it demonstrates how marginalized legitimate leadership is in marginalized communities.
yeah, I'm gonna run the the clip of King too, because I want people to see how heavy we're anticipating this season. Man, it looks like they're going to be really, really good based on this clip. They were at a scrimmage against De La Salle, but before the scrimmage, Coach Asai was trying to get those cats fired up. He was using some choice language to fire those guys up, and maybe that's what it takes now.
But
But that's what
I
LeAlan was
don't think
speaking
it
on.
take. I don't think it takes that now.
We talk with our motherfucking past. Do we understand that?
Yes, sir.
We talk with our motherfucking past. I don't want to hear no talking to nobody. I don't want to hear no talking to nobody. You play with your pads, you make plays, you celebrate with your teammates. It's really fucking simple. We're going to have a lot of fucking fun today. I got goosebumps with this shit right now. Okay? Stay together, communicate, make plays, do what we got to do. I'm going to just give it to you right now. There's going to be some college coaches there. Just so we clear. It ain't no pressure. It's an opportunity to rise to pressure. We understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do what the fuck you do today.
T-Bone, get more.
Hey, FPO, first day out, bitch. Fuck the feds, walked out the jail. I saw some forms. I just got.
I mean, like I said, I've been a younger coach, and you adapt. I think you model behavior you think that fits that. I know Coach Leslie Spurlock, who was Coach's side coach at Morgan Park, my fraternity brother, you know, God rest his soul. He was a great man. I don't remember Leslie Spurlock being that type of man. So that means you're doing something that and emulating something that is not a part of your repertoire. So I think he'll right size that, because I'm sure we're not the only people that introduced him that may not have been the best representation of himself or the program in this
Understood.
new media era.
Understood. In this new media era. And like you were speaking on the running back, they also got an offensive tackle that's been recruited. He's just committed to Florida
Atlantic.
Right? Florida
Florida
Atlantic.
Atlantic. I've seen the young man for a couple years. I think he has an opportunity. He's a gritter. So,
Yeah.
you know, I think he'll probably move inside to guard, but he seems to be tough and can play in the phone booth. So, you know, congratulations to his family and congratulations to the
Yeah.
people that helped him get to where he's gotten to.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they do. All the stars on the team, on the program, you think those stars are turning into wins? What you think about their schedule coming up? How do you think they're going to fare?
Schedule up. Put the schedule up. Let's put the
All right.
King College Prep schedule up. And as you see
It
that
says
schedule,
they open with 3 non-conference games against
who King College Prep?
St. Lawrence. My apologies. They play
St.
against St.
Lawrence is
Lawrence.
going, yeah. St. Lawrence has had a pretty good run last year. They have Frank Lenti over there, former Mount Carmel coach, I believe, who is advising the program. So that's going to be a real tough game, week 1. Who they got week 2?
Marist, week 2.
Week 2. So they'll come out of that possibly 0-2. But the question is, will they come out with a better team? Because I think they won't be having the benefit of playing in a lower division in the public league. So they're gonna have a play to play every week.
And they played Lane Tech after that. They lost to
Lane
Lane
Tech
Tech
gonna be,
last year.
yeah. So that's gonna be tough. But you know,
With a 4-star running back. Come on, man. I think they'll win one of those games. Maybe. I hope they do, because they had a very loud off season, man.
well, I think what happens with social media, we're beneficiaries of social media. We can't, call the, pot black if we pots too. So,
Mm-hmm.
but it is a methodology to how you use media for your program. And if they're using social media as a element in their repertoire to attract people to the program to compete against what's in the neighborhood, then, do it.
It's working. It's
But
working.
it's working. Yeah. But the reality is that you got to, like, everybody has to now go out there. You've had the kids in the weight room since December, January. And, you said you had some recruiting go on, market your program, but now you got to go to the sideline now. And I've always told you, my philosophy in coaching is, you don't coach from 5 yards away or 10 yards away or 15 yards away. When you get into that football game, you got to stand almost 35, 40 yards away from the action. And most high school coaches are unaware of even the space dynamics of how you influence productivity by not necessarily being adjacent to what needs to be productive.
Understood. So social media is a blessing and a curse. I want to shift focuses to social media and how these trainers have been marketing the social media, the training regimens on social media.
Good. Perfect. Good. Good.
You see a lot. I see a lot. I mean, what's so funny, dude? Why aren't you on social media with your training regimen, sir?
I don't have to be. I really like to work. I don't know how to film workouts and conduct workouts right now. I mean, it's like either you're working out or you're filming a workout. And it's a lot of time, and a lot of it is I have proprietary things that I do that I don't want everybody seeing that I do because I do a lot of studying. I have to get information to be able to deliver what my clients expect from me.
Understood. Understood. What about social media? Interviews during practice on the field?
Interviews doing practice on the field, it just demonstrates to you where, coaches.
Hold on, Tom. I'm gonna run this clip right quick. We got an interview of a coach, the biggest program in the CPS. It looks like they're at practice, and practice is going on behind this coach. This is what we're referencing. His practice is going on behind the coach, and he's
Oh
in the
wow,
middle of
looks
the
like the
field
kids
doing the interview.
Third season, man. You feel like you finally got your feet wet?
Oh yeah, got my feet wet and neck a little dirty and ready to go, man. Had to get used to the CPL and how it moves and how to do things in CPS, but I'm finally getting my feet up underneath me and I like where we're headed.
Look like the kids are kind of pausing to see how do they run this out route with the coach standing on the field. It says a lot. I mean, it just, what are you doing? I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Frank Lindsay wouldn't be standing on the field.
You don't want to. It's like, okay, we're in the game. So if we're in the booth, right? We're in the booth and we get to evaluate coaches, right? We're in the booth and we're looking down on the field of coaches. These are glaringly obvious things that aren't related to coaching. They're related to self-aggrandizement. So you use language and you do things to draw a distinction to yourself when really it's not about you.
It's not about you.
It's
Understood.
not about the individual kid. It's not about a position coach. It's about how all of that fuses
Together to come up with a win.
to look at the scoreboard.
You were at a scrimmage last week. You were calling me from. You want to speak on what you saw out there?
It's just very mundane, and you really feel bad for the region and those young men that are borderline prospects,
Right.
that won't get the benefit of the doubt in this new paradigm of.
I get it. So what will it take for these coaches to understand? You think we need to have a Glazier clinic for social etiquette or coaching etiquette, or what are they
all of
teaching the
those
coaches?
all of those coaches that you've heard went to Glazier clinics.
And so they must have learned that there, huh? What would they
It
teach?
just lets you know. It lets you know that much of what coaching perceive themselves are people that are in a optical illusion.
Smoke and mirrors.
Optical illusion.
Acting.
Thespians.
So I could put a whistle in my mouth right now and I could say I'm Coach Miles.
You can turn around right now and coach that microphone if you wanted to. You got on the headgear.
I'm head Coach
You
Miles.
got on the shirt that you got on it. You got a headset. We got headsets.
I get it. I get it. Get it.
God.
I get it. I understand.
I mean, I've been a young coach. I mean, I can't dismiss it. I've been a young coach, so I'm 47 years old. I got to remember what it was like to first be in an opportunity to influence things and needing a lot of emotional content because you don't have real knowledge at that point. You have to.
Coach, can you take a picture of me right quick? I need to put it on my Instagram, man.
Look pensive. Hey, turn to the side and look to the side and look pensive. 4th and 1, coach. You on the 4th and 1. What am I gonna do? You got a play sheet. You got a play sheet. You got a play sheet. What am I gonna call? What am I gonna call? Call in the hand signals. I think all of it is unfortunate, but I think
I leave these people alone, man. You true.
Hey man.
What can we say, man? We're having some fun,
man.
Yeah,
I mean, but I think at the scrimmage you just really see the lack of understanding of what all the increments are in terms of producing the outcome. Okay. And in a lot of and that's why you have so many teams that are repeat winners in what they do, because once you get the code, you crack the code, there is no real need to have to upgrade it. That's why Mount Carmel can win, championships under Frank Linty.
Yeah,
and then you come back with Jordan Linden with your number 3. It's not as if I don't look at any of those programs as anything but decent programs. I mean,
Yeah.
I tend to believe as a coach, I believe as a coach with my methodology, if I chose to head coach again, if I wanted to head coach, I could win with IEP students.
Right.
You give me an all IEP team. Give me a team that, a team of misfits. Give me the dirty dozens. Give me the young men that, ideally, it would have the size and body complement, but just people that you can fuse an organization through rigor. And when you confuse the organization through rigor, you don't really have to pay attention to what other people are doing and what they have and what you don't, because at the end of the day, football is a game of attrition, and you have to build a organization that can, produce attrition when it comes to playing on the field. And you don't see a philosophy that manifests itself in terms of team development for 99% of the teams in the area. And even the good teams are deficient at some very key things, but they can overcome them because the area is just so low in terms of development, in terms of team development. Now, in terms of player development, different thing.
It's a different thing. So let's switch focuses. Let's switch gears on some player development and recruiting. They just put out the stars list, man. It says right here that the number one player in the state of Illinois is David Folaranshu. You
Okay.
want to give us, man, how did you meet that kid?
Oh, I met David Folaranshu at the Martin Luther King kickoff at the McCook that
Okay.
happens, on Martin Luther King's birthday, and I go there every year. And I just kind of find the kids that have a body dynamic that I know that translates to the next level. And he was just one of those young men, and went through the protocols with him, and he reached out to me, and we began to work a process, and through some relationships, got him the opportunity to get his initial big offer, and it's just been great for that young man
Yeah,
ever since.
I remember last year you introduced me to David at the Northwestern camp. And at the time he had no offers, no stars, just raw ability. He was whooping people at the camp. And
Yeah.
explained to me within that was a year and a couple months ago. But after that camp, it seemed like things took off really quickly.
I would have.
Explain.
I mean, I think. Yeah, well, I think one day we'll bring him on to explain it. I think
Okay.
that may, I think, serve justice to it, because for me, I choose to be removed. You know what I mean? Because I've been through it, Miles. I mean, I think you reminded me of your process. That was over 20 years ago. So for me, I don't need any of the
Okay. All right.
gravitas around it,
Hey,
but I
we're gonna
definitely
we're
want that
gonna
young.
we're
Will
gonna
will
leave it
just
at
know
that,
that
man.
I think he'll come on and he'll speak for himself.
I think that'll open up the next chapter in the Deprogram. We're going to start having these guests come in and talk about their experience in the program. The program meaning LeAlan's program. He's been running it for the past 20, 30 years, like he stated, but he doesn't want to speak on these individuals.
I don't
So,
feel a need to. I mean, you got to remember,
okay.
Miles. You got to remember. I mean, when we just did the episodes when you had me speaking at the American Bar Association, right? So I don't need to. I think it is important for people to be able to express themselves, and so that there can be no confusion, right? I don't. What they say, cap. I don't have to cap.
All right. No
This
cap. No
program
cap,
is the D
LeAlan.
program. So I mean,
Right.
I think what I try to do is, even in working and having success with individual student athletes, to me, it's really about the student athletes who don't get to work with, who you can provide the same level of service for the same outcome, who you never get to work with because they don't have the ability to discern you and your process from the process that they've been in, and that process that hasn't delivered to their expectation.
Okay, so up next on the Deprogram, we're gonna have some young men come on and share their experience with the two of us, and
Oh,
I'm
we have. I
excited for
think. I
that.
think we got a list of people. I think there are other people that I want to talk to in this dynamic. I think I mentioned to you. We were going to talk about a list of people that we wanted to bring on and enhance what we talk about in terms of just not the dialogue between me and you. And I mean, I keep
I
thinking
got
that,
a couple people. I got a couple people in mind. I
go.
think need
Let's
to
go through
come on
your
the program, man. What's up,
go
man?
talk to
What's
your
up,
go.
man?
Let's
I
go.
got
You
it.
give me your top five. Give me your top
I'm gonna
five
name
people
one.
that needs to come on the program.
I'm gonna bring Houston Lillard on, one of my quarterback that we left off on my story with, the quarterback from SEMO, Southeast Missouri. He's out in Portland, Oregon. And essentially, he's doing the exact same thing. And when we talk, he talks about see him. I feel like I'm having a conversation with another LeAlan. And we talked last week, and he's like, "Man, I understand your coach so much. Man, he got so much to say." And I feel the same way, man. These kids are, and so yeah, I think that'll be my first pick. That'll be my first round draft pick for the Deprogram guest list. Who you got?
Well, when you bring up a name like Houston Lillard, who is a part of the upper echelon of this business in terms who has a brother who is Damian Lillard, who is, par excellence in the NBA. That's a great list. I was thinking I had one person, and it's going to be possibly a debate, but I
Okay.
wanted to bring on my fraternity brother, Kenny Rogers, who has essentially been like the Tom Lemming of the area, but as a black guy, played at Mississippi State, has a business called Metal Fitness, does the very same thing. I didn't know who Kenny was when I first started out, but then I found out who he was, found out we were fraternity brothers. And, we've had a great relationship since. But then now a good friend of mine, Kike Misapeka, who is a former general manager at University of Miami, has left Miami and is now going back to where he comes from and through Samoa, through Hawaii, and doing the very same thing that Houston that Kenny is doing. He's going back
Yeah.
to do that on the island. So I think it's a debate between him as a one and Kenny as one, but I think we'll go with Kenny because Kenny's just so fascinating in his understanding of the business and what he does from a genuine perspective, and
Okay.
his
Well,
and his war story.
I'm gonna throw a curveball in there because I mean, we put out at least 6 bodies of work since we started, and I've been posting it on to Instagram, social media, and man, we've got some we got some following, man, and one of our high profile followings is man comments on all of our stuff, man. It's one of my good friends, Jeremy Meeks, the model who got
Yeah,
discovered during his mug shot in prison, but he's been watching every week, and I'd love to hear him chime in on what he's been learning from the Deprogram and what's been making him want to continue to watch.
I
And
think
both
that's
you guys are
interesting.
light skinned brothers who got some
Well, with the
different
brown
color
eyes,
eyes, man.
light skinned brown eyes, the light skinned brown eye crew. But
So
yeah, I
yeah,
think I think it's been intriguing knowing your relationship with Jeremy over the years and how authentic that relationship is. I think that would be an interesting, definitely interesting guest because I think we mentioned you. I have a background in entertainment industry. You certainly as an active member of SAG. So I think it just demonstrates that people don't know that a program like this, we're not looking for volume. We know that for every view, there is somebody that is in a very influential position that is in this community. And so, I would, let people know that when you look at those views, ask yourself who are the 127 people, 130, because that's who we're ultimately in the market of wanting to deal with, are the people that are in the minority that can influence the majority. So we don't need majority. We only need a minority, and Jeremy Meeks, I think, represents the broader interpretation of that. And I probably would have guessed that people would be surprised about. So if you went Meeks, I would
that's
go.
that's
I would
four.
want
That's
to
four
bring,
guests right now. That would take us into November.
and maybe so, just
w-
depending. But I
with
think
without listing all of my old teammates that have been hitting me up trying to come on the D program. Not to mention the Denzel Awards, but we got a real situation, and
Denzel, it's interesting how you talk about Denzel, and that's my family, and you talk about him like,
you you
but that's
called
the
me.
community.
You called me. Listen, man, you called
Yes,
me and charged me up
I
to
got it.
mentor. This was my first mentee. I
Yes,
had
he
got
is.
back.
Yes, he
I
is. So
told y'all I
I
had
got.
got back from Morehouse. I was in the city just trying to figure life out. And I had ran into LeAlan, and LeAlan was like, "Hey, man, remember what I did for you? Man, I need you to do that for somebody else. And this is the number I need you to call." And introduced me to Denzel Ward, a big old kid that was a basketball player at Simeon. He had got an injury on the basketball court and he gained some weight. And LeAlan was like, "Man, we got to make him into a tackle." And so we met him
Yeah,
out
yeah,
at the
yeah,
beach,
yeah, yeah.
and we're going to bring him on and he's going to tell us his story. But
Oh, no question, no question. And and I'm almost considering, some of my, if I want to talk about that before the run show, I'm about to talk about possibly my first professional women's basketball player, Cameron Thomas. And I think she has a great story, and I think she, played at Stetson University, and it definitely just speaks to the growth of what you do. And for me, I couldn't be more overjoyed to begin to start expanding the business into working with all student athletes because the body is the body. I mean, in the sport
Hmm.
is only a manifestation of honing the body. So for me and able to be able to expand what I'm doing and be able to have, great people that I can work with and allow me to work with them and expose that to the deprogram community is going to be a lot of fun.
Man, so yeah, I think we'll leave it at that, man. We're about at 30 minutes. Man, it's great talking to you. I'm excited for the
Oh,
next
without a
phase of the
doubt,
D
man. And I think
program.
I think so. I think we touched on a few things. I want to give a heavenly shout out to our guy Rob Reed,
Hope.
Hope, who ran the Dynasty program for probably 40 years in the Bronzeville
Yeah.
community, advocate and the stalwart of the community.
The
You know,
original developer, man.
we're original developers, and I always want to pay homage to those guys because, I introduced you to Hope, and Hope took a great liking and affinity for you and what you did, and it's sad
Last time I
that
seen Hope, man, I was doing some work with artist R. Kelly, man, and Hope see me
yes,
walk in the door, and his eyes got big, man, and
right,
it's just
right, because
cool to
big
see
Hope
worlds
Hope was
merge. Was
Hope
ahead of
was a
security.
mentor, yeah, a mentor. He was a mentor of a young Robert Kelly, and that
Yeah,
relationship
Robert
was
Kelly
fused.
came through the Dynasty program.
He came through the dynasty program. So, it just demonstrates the work that's been done and the work that continues to have to be done. And, my work is a legacy of what Robert Reed did for the young man in Bronzeville, Hall of Famer at Wendell Phillips High School, along with my aunt Judith Bell. She just got put into the Wendell Phillips Hall of Fame. And so I want to just, make sure that we continue to acknowledge these men and these women who we stand on the shoulders of as we do this work and trying to continue to hone a process that can uniformly deliver on the expectations of young people.
Man, we'll leave it at that. Hey, I'll talk to you soon, Coach.
Hey, talk to you soon too, young man. Peace.